Away, away. Welcome back to What Are the Odds of Football? My name is Anika, aka Boanika. As you can see today, I'm alone. I'm a lonely man. This is what you get. I feel like I'm in Europa. Actually. Otherwise, BK, talk to me, dog. How's it?
Welcome. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Of course you're good, love. Of course you're good. Then of course we've got our other two guests, which are Theo. Theo, what's up?
I'm good, and you?
We missed you, Theo.
Oh, I was saying I'm good, what's up?
Snetanta, aka Zondi, what's up?
I'm alive, man. What else can I be? Just enjoy alive.
Is this life, man? Is this life?
Hey, it's not fair.
Gentlemen, let us get into business. And today I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of BK. BK, I'm guessing you want to see the Barclays Premier League? Oh, Champions League. You're doing Champions League. I'm doing Barclays League.
The Champions League. Let's look at the tables.
Pick it up.
Yeah. No, thanks so much. Gents, don't be surprised. I think Anika is still a bit traumatized from yesterday. So today I'll be leading the conversation in terms of UCL while my boy recovers. So let's do Group A. Let's talk about Napoli, Luciano Spalletti. Anika, Napoli, top of Serie A, 26 goals. No other team has scored more goals than them this season in the Serie A. Same as Champions League, 20 goals. I think the team that comes close to them is Bayern with 16 goals. They're really playing well. How good is this team and how far can they go?
BK, right now, they are confident, man. They're winning. I was actually disappointed last season when they dropped out of the title race. Honestly, on my side, I'm just worried. I think the only thing that I'm worried about is this World Cup that's coming. Hopefully they don't get injuries. Hopefully they don't lose their momentum. But hey, man, right now they're a good team. They're exciting. I'll give them quarterfinal.
Quarterfinals. All right. That is very interesting. Theo, let's talk about Mo Salah for a bit. Né? Is he back? Are we starting to see Mo Salah, the confident Salah that we know? Is the change of formation from Klopp helping him? What's happening with this Liverpool side?
I would say Mo Salah is back, but not entirely. I think on the Champions League, Klopp is using a good system for the team, and they're playing well, and it's really contributing to Mo Salah a lot. But the others, they still need to catch up, more like Darwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, I think my follow-up question is, should they be worried now? Because they're in a group where they are for sure going to end up second. They stand a chance of facing a Bayern Munich, a Real Madrid, a PSG. For me, they're not good enough to beat any of those teams that I just mentioned. Should they be worried?
Actually, in their position, honestly, coming out from on a second position on UEFA, you should be worried actually, because you are like going to face the biggest teams. It's mostly guaranteed that you're going to play with a big team, and especially those big guns that were top of the group. Yeah, they would be lucky if they get clubs like Club Brugge, to be honest. But with their form, with their form, they should be worried, to be honest.
All right. Now I think maybe that's all for Group A. I think it's pretty much done. Number 1, number 2 is done. Ajax a bit disappointed, but no one expected Napoli to play the way they've played. Zondi, beginning of the season, would you have thought Napoli would be number 1, topping this group, and Ajax going to Europa?
At the beginning of the season, you would have thought obvious Liverpool and then maybe
Sure.
Napoli fighting with Ajax for second spot. But then when you look at how Liverpool started and how Napoli, because last season, at the end of last season, they were actually playing really well in the league. So it is surprising, but only because of how Liverpool has started.
Yeah. All right, now guys, let's move on to Group B. It's also a very interesting group. I was a bit disappointed in Atletico yesterday. I think it was their chance, Anika, to really win the game and put pressure on the other teams next to them. But now it looks like they're going to Europa.
Hey man, I'm also disappointed. Listen, I don't like Atletico. And actually, when they are out, I feel happy for teams like City who play possession football. So City at least now know, okay, whatever team we meet now, we'll probably, but still Chelsea, the Spurs. But at least he knows that those dark horses are gone now. But
Yeah.
man, we saw it coming. Honestly, the way they started the season, can they even recover? Actually, that's the question. This season, yeah. It's disappointing, but it's understandable.
Theo, what does this say about Simeone? Do we now enter a conversation where we now say where we ask questions about him as the manager, the type of football he plays, etc.?
Oh, Diego Simeone.
Diego Simeone, yes.
Nah, actually, I think with Simeone and Atletico, they've been playing the same style. Yeah, we can question it, but we can also say that he needs to be more advanced these days. It's not more mainly about defensive football because he's more of a defensive coach, more like Jose Mourinho. So he needs to adapt more of a playing I don't know how to put it, like a more of a playing style actually. Because Atletico, they're not playing very well. And yesterday, even Jesus came down to earth to help them. I was watching the last 10 minutes. I was watching the game Chile, and then VAR penalty, and
God.
then they go back to the field and play the penalty. Carrasco misses. DePaul comes with a follow-up header, hits the pole, and then Saul comes with a follow-up header, hits the pole, and then I think DePaul comes with another second follow-up, hit the ball. It hits Carrasco, the one who missed the penalty over the bar. that was a second actually. It gave me a laugh. Like that's pure bad luck. I think everything is not going well for Atletico with luck and everything, but Simeone has to change his style actually, or maybe adapt a new style which is more in attack. Because you can see players like João Felix, he was a star, he was everything. Now he's more like dead. He's nothing.
Yeah. Anika, I feel like this Champions League is for the underdogs in a way, because we're getting teams that we don't expect to perform well, that are actually performing well. We didn't expect Napoli to be where they are now, and now we have Club Brugge who are where they are now, against the more established teams like your Porto, Atletico, and Bayer Leverkusen. I want to ask, should teams be itching to face this Club Brugge team, or should they be scared of this team?
I think teams that can be scared, BK, are your teams that are starting to find form. You understand? Okay, I don't want to go down the list now. Maybe your Spurs. If Spurs goes they finish the group second or whatever, or you're Sporting. But I'm telling you now, if Club Brugge are to meet a big team like Real Madrid, Bayern, teams that have experience in the Champions League, it's gonna be a whole different game.
Yeah.
They're like those boys who understand that this is Champions League. So I think the teams that should be scared are teams that are starting to find form. I'm not gonna mention any names, Chelsea, but yeah. He didn't hear me. He didn't hear me.
Zondi, let's move to Group C. I think this has been the most interesting group the last few weeks. From the beginning, it's been the most interesting group. The story about Lewandowski going back to Bayern to play. But first, I want to ask, how good is Bayern? How good is this Bayern team?
I think they're not as good as last season. However, clearly, out of all the other teams in this group, they're by far the best team. And you can see slowly but surely that the movement between the front three is getting better in order to compensate for, obviously, like you said, losing Lewandowski. And I think they're getting better. Little by little, they're definitely getting better. Even in the league, they're starting to put consistent performances. So, yeah, they are there, but not quite.
Not quite there. You're not convinced yet.
We haven't really seen them playing a Nah team. So,
Barcelona,
it's hard to judge.
Barca is a good team. Inter Milan won the league 2 seasons back. Last season really pushed AC Milan. They're also a good team in their own right.
Good teams, but not a powerhouse of sorts. Good teams, yes, but Barca, you can't really. This is a new team for Barcelona. New team. There's a lot of deficiencies, especially in the back line. The midfield was. I can't even describe that midfield. The concoctions that Mr. Xavi is putting there are not right. And the front line, you never really know what kind of Dembele you're gonna get. So anybody who's playing on the left. There's too many questions for the other two teams.
And Xavi is the man to answer those questions. Just a disclaimer to the fans or people listening out there, Zondi is a Barca fan. He is not hating. So when he doesn't classify Barca as a powerhouse, he's not hating. He's just a Barca fan talking facts. Inter Milan, Theo, doing what they are supposed to do, basically.
Is he even still there?
Is he out? Okay. No, I think if he's out, you can go for this one.
Can you repeat the question? I was answering another call.
Okay. Now, I was saying Inter Milan just basically did what they were supposed to do yesterday. Get the win, get it over and done with, and qualify.
I didn't get that.
Inter doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Any thoughts on their performance? I think it was a clean, professional performance. They basically did what they're supposed to do against a team that has been struggling against every other team in that group.
Exactly. And they also had to secure their qualification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, Inter did well, actually. And also Lukaku came back yesterday and scored. I think they did well with also securing. I don't think they had to feel pity for Barcelona. All they needed to do is just to secure their spot in the last 16, and everything is good.
Everything's fine. Anika, I want to address this one to you because you are obviously a Barca fan.
Sure.
Firstly, your guys' performance was very flat. Do you think that Xavi, or they knew the result, the players knew the result, the Inter result, before they played Bayern? Do you think that played a role? And do you trust Xavi with this team going forward?
Ooh, that last part is very difficult, my friend. So listen, man. Remember I asked this question last week to say, does Xavi let the players watch the game? Was it last week or Tuesday? It was Tuesday. Does he let them watch the Inter Milan game? Does he let them know about the score, even if it doesn't let them watch the game? Yeah. I would say it got into their minds. Obviously, we're out of the Champions League. But I mean, Bayern they had qualified for the Champions League, but they showed up at the Camp Nou. They showed up at the Camp Nou. As much as we know how Bayern hates Barca, I don't know what we did to them. But yeah, Then going back to trusting Xavi, I'll say this again, BK. He's better than the previous 3 to 4 coaches. So for now, I'm happy. He just needs to learn that this is Europe. Honestly, this is not. I don't know what's in Saudi Arabia or something. This is Europe, man. And if you get your tactics wrong, if you can't motivate your players, you'll suffer. You'll suffer. So for now, I say we give him the chance. Get back that Barca football, because I mean the previous coaches were playing Akra. So get back that Barca football. If then at the end he has to go, at least those players know this is what a Barca player is supposed to do.
As a Barca fan, how would you rate his season so far? Out of 10, how would you rate his season?
5.
Champions League, 5.
5. Straight 5.
Barely. Zondi,
5.
how would you rate Xavi as another Barca fan?
It's because if you look outside of Europe, we have played well enough. In some moments, we played really well, but then it's hard to overlook Europe. So I'll also give them maybe a 5, 5.2. Hey, it's been hard, Shane.
Can I just add, BK? Craig said this on ESPN actually. If you look at the games where we were clapping teams, they were 4, were 5, were 3. They opened their legs, and they were letting Barca get through their defense. But if you look at the 1-0s that we were winning, the first game against Rayo, those teams came at us, and that's what Inter did. That's what Bayern did. And if Victoria plays and wins that last game, they deserve to go to Europa. Let us go out, honestly. Can you guys still hear me? I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna put behind.
No, I can hear you 100%.
Oh, wait.
No, I think, but Barcelona fans have to give Xavi time because if you check, he cannot come in and just turn Barcelona to what Barcelona was before. And if we can check so far, he's really done a good job. Like, check at the league, he's number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Compared to Barcelona compared to Barcelona of before Xavi and Barcelona of Xavi, he really did a great job with them. Only at the Champions League that he failed, and we understand his group had Bayern Munich, had Inter Milan. With obviously the 6 points he was gonna collect them from Victoria Pilsen. So with Inter Milan and Bayern, they're still in perfect shape. They're still in good form. They're still performing top class. Barcelona is still rebuilding. So this was expected from the beginning of the competition for the log to look like this: Bayern, Inter, and Barcelona pair. This was expected. You guys were just too ambitious of something. I don't know if you were thinking Bayern will be number 3 or 2, and then Barcelona will be number 1. I believe just give Xavi time, like the way Arteta was given time at Arsenal. Arsenal was not the way they are this season. With Xavi getting enough time, getting his players, Barcelona will be back at the top.
Does he have time though, Theo? I mean, I was reading something earlier this morning talking about Barca should have been at least in the quarterfinal to recover financially from everything, from all that they've spent. They should have at least made it to the quarterfinal. So them not making it out of the group has financial implications as well. So which begs the question, how much time does Xavi have? And I want to put it to Zondi to answer maybe this question, that often when teams rehire legends, club legends, they take time to realize that the club legend is not as good as you thought.
I see you getting traumatized there about all. Continue.
Should I answer first, ne?
Okay, you can take this one.
I think he still has a chance because if he can go far on the Europa League and as far as winning or getting second position, they can still save their financial crisis. And he still has Copa del Rey, Super Copa, and the La Liga to play. I read something he said I still have Europa, Super Copa, Copa del Rey, and La Liga to play for. They're still in contention for 4 cups. Nothing changed. It's just the competition changed. They're still playing for 4 cups still. So I think he still has a chance. If he can go far in the Europa League, as far as the semi-final, I believe he can be saved. But also the Barcelona board, I think they are aware of Barcelona's situation. They're not putting pressure on Xavi.
Okay. Anika, let me go Zondi.
Yeah, you can have patience, man. You can have patience with him since he's still new, relatively new to the coaching position. However, if things do really take a turn for the worst, even his legendary status won't save. Because there are moments, or rather his tactics sometimes, you can really point at something that he did that you just knew you shouldn't have done that thing. Yeah, so it's not down to the players alone. He also has to take a lot of the blame. But yeah, I think if it does really well in Europa, maybe second or first in the league, Copa del Rey semi-final, they'll give him more time.
Can I just last comment there on that on what Theo said? Theo, if we finish second in La Liga, we need to win Europe. Because if we finish second again in La Liga, that means we get into a group like this again.
And you know my feelings about that one. Yeah, the league is it's not so easy there. It's not so easy there.
Big Benz is there.
In Xavi's defense, I mean, there was a VAR decision that didn't go his way. Should have went his way against Inter Milan. Maybe we'll be talking a different story now. But yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Talking about VAR, Theo, were Spurs robbed? I don't know if you watched the game, if you saw the highlights where they robbed. It took 4 minutes. It took 4 minutes for them to decide, the VAR officials, and I thought it was semi-automated. And I'm thinking, what's going on? 4 minutes to decide on an offside call, and VAR is semi-automated.
Can I give Anika to answer this, and then I check the video fast?
All right.
Sharp.
Okay, I'm not really going to answer because I didn't see it, but they did announce it, I think 30 minutes before the Spurs game, that the VAR and those systems won't be there for that game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Turns out this was the game where they really did it.
Yeah.
So the last one.
You can move on to the next question. We'll come back to you, PK.
Sharp. We'll come back to Theo. Let me go to Zondi. Zondi, we always talk about Spurs football. It's boring. They were practically booed. First half, when the first half, the whistle went, they were booed. They weren't playing very well. No pressing. Nothing was there. What's happening with this Conte team? Is Conte hyped up, overrated? What's happening?
I think with Conte, I think he just like the players lacks confidence, because at the beginning of the season they were more proactive in games. They had more fire in them, even though the team wasn't quite clicking the way you'd want it to click, but they were more proactive. But as soon as they started losing games consecutively, especially in the league, then things started getting harder. And then I think Conte, with his tactics, he went back into his shell. So it's defend first, then we catch them on the break. So I think, yes. I don't think he's overrated. I just think his tactics are from an era that has long past gone now.
But you're talking about a guy who overthrew Juventus not so long ago and won Serie A with Inter. you're talking about a guy that led the last season to top four finish. Can we really say his tactics are outdated, or is it the Spurs players, man? I just have that thing in me that Spurs is the kind of club where coaches' careers goes to die. When you look at Mourinho, his time there, now Conte, the previous coach as well. Is it the players? Can the players take blame?
I think it's a little bit of both. Yes, I think when you look at his Inter team, that team had a lot of good players that could actually play in the positions that he wanted them to play in. Because he had players like Hakimi, he had a informed Lukaku, informed Lautaro Martinez, even Eriksen was doing his thing. So that team itself allowed him to defend and attack well. When you look at this Tottenham team, they still lack a few bodies, especially in the midfield, or an exciting player who can maybe, let's say, what's this guy? Thiago Alcantara from Liverpool. A player like that, or maybe a Kevin, and with proper wing backs, because they already have Kane and Son in front. So if they had players who could actually suit the Conte style better, I think they play better. And he would be more, let's say, adventurous with his tactics.
Okay. I think this question is for everyone. In terms of Group D, I think it's an open group. Anyone can, literally, anyone can make it. Anyone can make it. Spurs can go to Europa.
Yeah.
Anyone can make it. Who's your top? Who's your top two, Anika? Who's your top two, Theo?
All right. I'll start and I'll go Spurs Sporting, man, because all they have to go do is go there and draw.
Avoid defeat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, especially Spurs. Yeah, we talked about this now, about their tactics. So I think, just get there, tell Kane, keep running there. Tina will defend. Sporting, a bit worried about because they are more of an attacking team. They don't really know how to defend. But Spurs Sporting.
Theo, who's your top two in this group?
I'm gonna go with the Spurs and Sporting too. Yeah, I believe they have all the powerhouse to go through. Yeah, Spurs and Sporting going through, and with
no one giving Frank a chance. Zondi, your top two in this group, who goes through?
Spurs, obviously, they can defend well. They'll hold on for even a 0-0 draw. Maybe let me put my money on Eintracht Frankfurt. Just because I believe.
You want to see the sleep?
Just TJ.
Want to see
fairness. Just for fairness. The sleep is not concrete yet.
Theo?
Yeah, I'm back with that question you asked. I watched the video now. With the video and everything, I strongly believe Spurs' goal should have stood, to be honest. But I was looking at something, Anika, I sent you the link and the video. With the guy explaining the ball hit the it came off from a Sporting defender, but and then they argued that the law says if it was intentional, it's gonna still stand as offside. And then the second thing, they talked about, and with Emerson was in the front. That one I didn't even listen. I didn't finish it. Emerson was in the front, but I believe because he was in the air or something, because he headed the ball back. It seems like he was in the front, and then they have another reason. They mentioned reasons of about laws and everything, but I believe the goal should have stood. To be honest. Yes.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Group E. For me, this is quite a boring group, but it's fine. Chelsea look like they're through, but now Milan has to play Salzburg and next week actually. So whoever wins that game goes along with Chelsea to the next one, to the next phase. Zondi, Milan, Salzburg, who goes with Chelsea to the last 16?
I'm going to put my money on Milan, just because they can settle for a draw. So when you have two options, I think you are more comfortable and your gameplay or game plan, I should say, is more flexible. So I think Salzburg will be desperate in order to force a win.
Okay. Theo, Milan or Salzburg?
I'm gonna go with actually the way it looks like Chelsea 1, Milan 2, Salzburg 3, Dynamo 4.
Done.
Yeah.
Anika,
What if Dynamo beats Chelsea and then it's a draw?
aye.
All right. You know, the painful thing about Milan, okay, let me say for Salzburg actually, because they were on top of this group. So imagine your confidence going into the last game. It's Chelsea Milan, man. Honestly.
Chelsea Milan. Okay. Now we'll keep an eye on that one next week and see what happens. Let's move quickly along to Group F, where the kings of Europe are in the group. Gentlemen, basically Real Madrid is representing Spain, in case you didn't notice. Atleti out, Barca out. Yeah. So you are being represented by leadership in UCL. You are well represented. But the question is, who joins them between Shakhtar and Leipzig? Any one of those two teams can join them. Who's your money on? They play each other, I think, the last game. Yeah, it's going to be tough. But who joins?
Can I start?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be Leipzig, man. If they clown here, man, I don't know. I don't know. And imagine Leipzig in Europa, it's going to be tough for you. So, it has to be Leipzig.
It has to be Leipzig that goes through. Theo, who do you think goes through?
I choose Leipzig and Madrid. It has to be Leipzig.
It has to be Leipzig.
Yeah, I don't see Shakhtar causing an upset. And let me quickly check something before. And I think the head-to-head, who won the last game?
I think Leipzig.
Yeah, it's Shakhtar. If Shakhtar wins, they go through because of the head-to-head.
Sure.
Yeah.
As I'm saying, it's a tough game.
Yeah.
It's a tough game, but we're hoping that it goes through.
Shakhtar won 4-1 last game, and if they win, it's gonna be tough for Leipzig.
Who's home?
Can you excuse me for a moment?
Should be Leipzig.
Yeah.
Zondi, let's talk about Group G. Yeah. This group is all but done. But for me, the fact that the last two games in the UCL, Pep's team has not scored a goal. 2 draws, goalless draws. I'll give it to him that the previous game was a red card, and now this game against Dortmund was just on form, and they know Haaland, they know the way he moves, and they were able to stop him. Kevin De Bruyne was not playing. Should Pep be concerned?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think the last game is with Sevilla, if I'm not mistaken. Sure. And Sevilla, at this moment in time, are not a team that they can trouble a big team like City. So I do see City just walloping them one time, carving them up. And yeah, man, I think the past doesn't really matter in terms of the future, especially for City. Once those other two guys come back, I think it's going to be a pretty easy match for City.
Okay. Anika, was Pep thinking of Leicester?
Ooh. Nah. You know what I always say about Pep. Whatever squad he puts on the field, he expects you to perform.
Okay. Now we'll take that. Let's move on quickly to I think it's the last group, Group H, where the top spot is still open. Anika, who's your money on in this group? I think Benfica have an outside chance of making top spot. Last game, Juve versus PSG. Juve might want to go out with a bang. Benfica is playing the whipping boys of the group, Maccabi. They might just win that game and then Juve draw with PSG. What do you think?
Let's not forget, Maccabi beat Juve. So Now listen to what I'm saying. If Juve need to push that game against PSG, if they end up with the same result, let's say they both draw, or whatever happens, so they need to push that game. Otherwise, they're out of Europe completely.
Okay. So if Juve should push the game against
PSG. So I'll also put my money on Benfica on this one.
Benfica, all right. Theo, how good is this Benfica team? I mean, Roger Schmidt, former coach of PSV, they took Ten Hag's team Ajax all the way to the end of the season in terms of the Eredivisie. 19 games unbeaten. He's never been beaten ever since he took charge of Benfica. They're scoring goals left, right, and center. It's a really underrated team, but it's a good team, don't you think?
Yeah, Benfica is a good team. I think I've said it in one of the last meetings that Benfica is a good team, and I see them topping the group here. I see Juve drawing with PSG on the last game, and then the Benfica beating Maccabi and then topping the group.
Then next round, PSG versus City.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew that's where you were going.
We're waiting for that.
I knew that's
We're waiting for that game. All right, that's it from me, guys. I think let's, for time's sake, let's finish it.
All right, let's log off and log back in.
Away.